And we're back with some more Shadow Labyrinth, probably the final part, because we got some bosses to deal with, and yeah, just we're going here. So, we took on Dark Thebe. I'm debating, no, it's too risky. We took on Dark Thebe. You know, Thebe finally accepted herself, all parts of her, as we made it to, start and Gilness, where we can track down Gamp, but we gotta take care of his ghosts in their final forms. So, I guess we managed to take out the pink one, but we got the other ones to go. So, I'm now just piecing it together. It's like, okay, this one's hand. You're the Bragza from that was possessing the Uma's commander, aren't you? Makes sense. He's got big hands. He's kind of a bruiser, and he's like got other hands that are holding his like big old belly. Tarius Gilba. Look at my nails. You put us through a lot of suffering. We're gonna settle this right here and now. Nope. Damn it. He's just bumping up into me. Okay. He's got his big sweep attacks. I'm just worried if I use Gaia, I don't know if I'll be able to recover it without leaving the area. Too early. That one you better. Come on! Come on. What the hell? Is that too early? That completely missed. Oh, come on. Okay, if we can successfully parry, that's when he's vulnerable. So we parry a couple of times and it could be as good as over. Come at me, you dumb old... Too early. Didn't think he'd swing that fast. Immediately. What's up, Dot? Every time I start, I ask if you want to go outside. Okay, hold on. Getting it? Like, the window is very... I feel like I said something at the beginning of the game. It's like, I don't know, the parry window seems kind of generous. No, not really. that. Stop it! Ugh, God damn it. That was a little bit faster. Too early. Too early. And it's missing. I got another phase. Now he's probably even faster. God damn it. There we go. Stunned him. So close. Don't get cocky. There we go. Okay, that's one down. Or one down from the 3 we had left. Okay. Okay. 2 down, 2 to go. Halfway there. Like, Earth Dragon was not that bad. Like, we did that on our first try. You know. But that one, like, heavy parrying, but then he wasn't doing, like, the main move, so Gaia kind of, like, caught me through that. He doesn't recharge, so I might have to, like, run away just to, like, eat some things and then come back, which is annoying, but having Gaia on hand in case of emergencies, and then I'd have it. Alright, Tower of Man. So you won't just quietly go back to Emperor with back down like it with Emperor Galaga, huh? Tyraius Juno. And into the unknown, an entirely unknown opponent. Let's go, but don't let your guard down. Hopefully I'm stunned. And I know it's a metal where we can deflect, like, projectiles we deflect, which is probably the best, most efficient way to kill him, but we don't have that. Oh, God. Okay. Okay. Could have stunned him, and maybe that could have brought us over the top. Okay, hold on. I gotta go, like, eat some bears real quick or something, just to get Gaia on hand. So, hold on. Okay, back with some Gaia energy, so, you know, push comes to shove, we can transform. So, definitely want to get to his second phase. At the very least, okay, he's predictable to a point. Mainly deflecting his projectiles is the way to go. Again, maybe if I had that reflecting, like, emblem, it would probably work out great. Whoop. There we go. He's pretty easy to stun. Damn it. Fake. Oh, really? That fast? Should have backed off a little bit. At least stunning him gets rid of his shadow clone, but if he brings it back, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. Okay, we're on the right one by chance. Whoops, got... There we go. Okay. Okay, he wasn't too bad. Alright, so that's man taken care of. Man has been defeated. Thank God. Okay. Well, I'm gonna run back and go eat some more bears just to have Gaia on hand again, so hold on. I was gonna say, I see when I teleported here, Land of Genesis and Apocalypse. Start, end, the beginning and the end, you know. Land of Finality. Okay, bird. This one is gonna be probably... Okay. This one might be... well, I'm debating. It's like, well, let's fight it again. It's like, could this one be the toughest just because we mainly have to stay in the air for a long time? Like, we can barely touch the ground. We gotta move around based on, like, when he's dropping thunder strikes. I guess we'll find out. You're the one that had taken over Panzer Gaia. I'm gonna drink Terrai's Velo. We are far stronger than we were back then. Let's go! I mean, you say that as if we didn't win the first time. Whoops. Whoop. Damn it. Giving me an opportunity to heal, so I should take it. Be patient a second. Now it's blue lightning. It's the most dangerous lightning. Whoop. Okay, we managed to weave around it. Oh, we already got him. Okay, I could not focus on his health at all because I was, like, slashing at him. Okay, that went smoother than I expected. Just had to, like, keep the punishment going. Bloop. Okay, and that's Bird for you. Yeah, just had to keep it going. That's also, like... I go, why use any other ESP skill when the blade, the slash, is just the best one? Like, especially for, like, air combos like that. There's literally no point to the other ones. The stone likely leads to Gamp. Once we head in, there's no turning back. There's no backing down now. Let's make sure we're fully prepared. So the time has finally come. You can talk? I've been watching over you two since the very beginning. That ESP store was a gift from us. Gaia was originally sent to this land to exterminate Gamp and his followers. Lost soul, you may not remember, but I was watching over you as well. I am so glad that you have overcome the countless trials set in your path and made it all the way to this point. For only a being unbound by the laws of this world is capable of defeating Gamp. And you, Puck. No, Phoebe. I am so glad you survived. Does it know about me too? Alright, defeat Gamp. Final quest. So, okay. We got Guy all prepared. Suppose here we go. Xevious Gamp replica. Very Mother Brainy in the background. This thing is Gamp? The core of the planet? Or something. That is correct. I guess it's not really the core. Giant brain filled with the accumulated knowledge of other worlds, created to guide mankind. Or rather, its replica. My eyes are all seeing, all knowing. The depths of your soul are an open book to me. So, like, Gamp is already dead. This is just like an AI he created that's, like, posing as him. And so I ask, why do you obey your UGSF masters? Your true desire is to be free of them. Do you not remember your days of anguish and disgrace? The UGSF can go to hell. I don't care about them anymore. I came here of my own will. But you've meddled with my innermost thoughts. No matter what, I'll defeat you and reclaim my dignity. It appears you are still incapable of letting go of your foolish obsessions. Then it is clear what I must do. I shall be the agent of your salvation by making you submit to me once more. Alright, what do we got? Alright. Double. Cuss Elm and Zep Elm. Alright, what are we dealing with? One shooting lasers. Okay, one's doing big lasers. Whoop. Now they switch places. This is taking a long time. Okay, maybe I should take out the other one? I don't know. Which one would be easiest to attack? One zigzags and one homes. Alright, there goes Zep. Now, are you easier or harder? Okay, you can stop any day now. God damn it. God! Okay, I got cocky. I just had to keep moving. What's up, dog? Okay, hold on. Okay, back going again. Alright. Taking out, like, Whoops. Damn it. Jesus Christ. Frickin'. Oh, come on. The after effects of the explosion still hit me. Freaking... Well, great. We already burned through all our health orbs, and I doubt this is probably only phase 1. Yes, we did it! Don't let your guard down. Gamp would never go down this easily. This isn't over until he's been shut down for good. Phoebe, wait! Oh, they tasted awful! Oh, Jesus. Is this what we're doing? Infected Gaia. Oh, Christ. Okay. Gamp's trying to activate Gaia's self-destruct system. Please stop Gaia. Gotta remember, it's our moveset. God! We were doing not too bad. Kind of predictable. I don't know if it's gonna, like, get even crazier. Okay, reset. Okay. So definitely gonna have to start over. Okay, I'll have to, like, test something. Let's try breaking, well, you know, whatever. Kip or whatever. Elm. Okay, that we can't knock them out of. Okay. From that alone, it's probably smarter to go after Zep. Zep, well, if I'm attacking Elm, I can't see Zep setting up their attack. So... maybe what I gotta do, I'm just having a thought. That probably wouldn't matter. Zep, I can at least knock out of their attack. Shoot. Oh, come on. Frickin'... pop it up! Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. Probably uses up Gaia, so I doubt we'll have a chance to use it again. Okay, just can't skip this, but... Okay. Gaia, at least their claw attacks are predictable. It's mainly timing. That dash one is the most dangerous so far. But, give it another shot. Okay, at least the beam can take them both out, but... Okay. Focusing. Too early. Too early. Oh, come on. Okay. This is gonna be a yo-yo of... Sorry, I paused. I'm trying to think. It's like, is there any way I could, like, really... Well, maybe that'd be the... Well, I don't know. Damn it. I was trying to think if there's a way if we could line up both of them in one shot just immediately, but I don't know. It's gonna be most annoying is just repeating cutscenes, so we gotta watch this animation every time. What? Damn it. Too early. Come on. Come on. Hold on, dog, I hear you. Just a second. Second half, now what? Just a second, one moment. Oh, that's just the dash, we can't... Oh, we got it stunned, shoot! I don't know why that worked the way it did. Shoot. Okay. Now we lost all our resources and who knows what's left. Are you alright? Thanks, I thought I was done for. This is about all I can manage. Did that give me back my stuff too? Come, my kin. These damn, so persistent. Thebe, now's the time. Huh? Oh, you mean... Okay, this is paying off. Okay, that's something at least. Okay, we got full charge back. Thank you. It actually worked. Who would have guessed? You dare use my own power against me? Bagless must have taught them this. I suppose it was worth all that trouble. That's it. Keep that up. Okay, so how's this? I mean, honestly, would lining up a shot on as Gaia be a killing blow here? Alright, they're changing formation. Whoops. Okay, that wasn't too bad. What's wrong, Gamp? At your limit already? You say that, now here's Polly. Your willpower and strength are commendable. However, this is not enough to defeat me. Ah, jeez. Hey, buddy. Where am I? This is the astral field, a higher dimensional space created by Gamp. Oh boy. I mean, this looks pretty cool. Xevious Gamp replica. I shall be the genesis of salvation for you pathetic creatures. You can keep your stupid salvation. You exploit people's weaknesses without a second thought. That's callous arrogant. That callous arrogance is something I can't forgive. How foolish and pathetic you creatures are. The time of your judgment and salvation is at hand. This is Gamp's territory, but I'll do what I can to support you. Did she heal me again? Okay, you are a peach. This is our final battle. Let us end this perpetual struggle once and for all. Jesus Christ. Trying to figure out what to hit. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh! Oh, I betcha. Okay, so at least we gotta use Gaia to, like, break his chest. Oh, is that why those plants are... Okay. Shoot. I didn't think to dodge. I was so focused on grabbing that. Okay, but eating those, you know, just getting both of those will regenerate our energy for Gaia form. Okay. Well, alright. I feel better. So, you know, thank God for, you know, whatever that thing is, like, recovering us. No, get back up here. Come back up. Okay, sweet. We can angle ourselves and just end that one there. Kind of like have to, like, glitch ourselves inside of it, but that helps. So we can end that one just like that. Now we gotta focus on the Gaia. And at least on fighting the Gaia, we can burn through our healing items to take it down. And, okay. I feel pretty confident. And Gaia's gonna be a little bit tricky, but... Let's go for that second step. Yeah, just keep backing up. Keep doing the same thing over and over again. Too early. Stunned. That keeps us in air for a bit. Alright, that seems like an exploit, but that works. Okay, sweet. And I'm curious if hopefully we recover Gaia again. I mean, that did quite a lot of damage. There we go. Smooth. Okay, final phase. Start off with Gaia right away to, like, break open his chest. And I'm sure it recovers over time, so we'll have to do it multiple times. Out. Making it rain Meteoro. That was stupid of me to be there. That one I gotta go way to the end. I see. down to a third, so whatever his next plan is. Not fast enough. Frick! That was so good. That was a good run. Okay. I gotta watch out for that. I'm not prepared enough. I'm too, like I said, I'm too greedy going for the attacks. Okay, hold on. Dog wants out again. One moment. Okay, doing the rotation. That might be too short. Okay, no. Still high enough. That's got quite a bit of range, so we got margin for error on that. Good. Okay, that wipeout saves us all our resources for the Gaia fight. This is the most... Okay. I'm just, like, kind of, like, processing. Like, this is the most useful, like, this charge beam attack has ever been. It's the only use we've gotten out of it so far, or is, like, here now. Which maybe is part of the payoff, but also, it makes you think it's useless because it doesn't do much to other enemies. Too early. I don't know what I was thinking with that. I go like, it's doing a new thing. Let's go right into it. And I know I could get things like some of the other, you know, there's the other, like, emblems that, like, you know, I think give you better parry window or something, and just sort of, like, extra damage when you do certain things, but, you know, we're just kind of, like, going with it. Bruh. I'm just completely choking on, like, what... Can I stop it from firing its laser? Yeah! Suck it! Okay. Now Ghost, and I can just use Gaia to blast it again. Yeah, stay in a line. Be good little ghosts. There we go. Yeah, if you had to fight them longer, so, you know, going out of our way to do, like, the mazes was worth it just to, like, cut that down. Otherwise, like, tackling them more would be a real pain. But then combining with Gaia... and at least the game is nice. I don't... I say the game is being nice. I don't know if, like, our guy is filling up because of, you know... I don't know how long they'll stick around, but... probably not very long. Oh. Notice his hand movements. I'm trying to transform. Now, if we had like that one, like perk where we could like recover energy while transformed. Come on. Oh, Jesus Christ. How mean, but looks like it missed, so fitting. Finish it. Kamehameha! Please tell me that's the end, though. Can't move. Phase 5. I'm just... Did we win? That's what I'm wondering. Feels like if you have to ask the question we haven't yet. No, we're in... That's Gamp's true form. We've almost got him. Release the outer frame. Panzer Gaia. Commence an independent core function. Operation Panzer Gaia Corps. Eat this, Gamp! You will never defeat me. This space is my very consciousness itself. Your secret weapon is but a mere toy here. You're in a world born of and part of my very being. If I perish here, so will you. Knowing this, will you still continue to struggle in vain against me? You don't know who you're talking to. That's not gonna sway her. Of course. No matter what you say, our resolve will not waver. This ends now. Give up while you still can. Yeah, we're absolutely done for. This is your salvation. Embrace my light and abandon all your self-desires. We're gone. Sorry, the stock thunder sound effect. Is this meant to, like, be reminiscent of her sister? Is that who was? I don't know. Yes, tremble and quiver with fear, and in the depths of your despair, I shall bestow upon you your final salvation. Focus up! Girl, come on! I can't lose now. I've come too far. Huh? Okay, it was the sister. Damn them hips. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Agina? I don't know. I'll hold off Gam. Okay, I was right. Like, so you're a member of Baglis. If the three of us work together now, we can win. You understand what this means, don't you? Three of us? Oh! Are we taking over, the puck bot? Wake up. We need you. I've been depending on you all this time, and we just need one final push to take down Gamp. So please. Wake up, please. Just looks right at you, the player. It's like, you can do it. I mean, on one hand, Gundam sound effect! My eye!
Nowhere!
Now, Thief! Commander's orders! Panzer Gaia activate! Authorization confirmed from 3 commanders. Oh. Huh. Okay, activating Gaia's autonomous self-destruct sequence.
Come! Here! Yelling! Listen! Deadly! Always!
Sorry, too distracted to do the subtitles. Waka 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 waka.
Heavy!
Ultimate Pac-Man form. I shall return in the distant future. As for now, I will vanish. Just one last thing. I'm okay with disappearing, but please save. Save us. Gamp is now in a long slumber. If he wakes up again, it will be in the far future, likely after several dozen generations. Until then, we can finally enjoy a time of peace. Thank you, Egina. You protected us yet again. What was that? I don't know. What's that? You do not need to worry. This is the Ark of Baglis, an extra-dimensional spacecraft Shionite. Oh, huh. I was gonna say, it's like Baglis, so like those like monks that we keep running into. I am part of Backless, an organization that fights against Gamp. There are 6 Gamp replicas in total. Oh god. This isn't over until every last Gamp has been defeated. Now that the battle here has been won, we will move on to the next planet. Checks out. And so the adventure continues in Shadow Labyrinth 3, or 2. 3. Okay, so those guys are like these power pellets or whatever you want to call them. I suppose I meant to. I really did. I meant to read a lot of their, you know, the archives that we picked up, including the Backless guys, because they were always the most mysterious. Thief, would you like to come with us? With you? Through your battle against this planet's manifestation of Gamp, you have proven yourself worthy of becoming a member of Backless. I would like for us to be together again, just like before. It makes me happy to hear you say that. Thank you, Regina. But I understand. I'll go on ahead. Now it's up to you to decide. It's up to you two to decide. We'll meet you on ahead. We gotta go back to the base and just check in and, like, rub their noses in it that we did it. I didn't think I would have any kind of future after defeating Gamp. It's always been my dream to support my sister, so I think I'll go. This is where our story ends. I'll sever the link between our souls. Once you do that, you'll immediately be returned to your own world. Yeah, I suppose, now that I'm thinking about it, we are just like that random kid that got abducted when he was playing the game. All your experiences here will fade away like a fleeting dream, including my very existence. Thank you for everything. I'm glad you were the one summoned here. Because you were there. Because you were there, I... Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. You know, and, you know, we're kind of... How do I want to put it? We're the proxy, obviously. Like, we, as the actual player, are the one who got, like, sucked into the game to, like, you know, help out. Be the third commander, being the third pilot in this journey. I really gotta watch that Secret Novels episode. Shadow Labyrinth! Okay. Yeah, we were just, like, some random person, like, on the... We got our analog as we just got, like, abducted into this. And number 8. Either a lot of other people have died or gave up in the process of this. Okay, so, yes. That was Shadow Labyrinth. Oddly, I'm in a good mood. For a while, I just wanted it to be over. And now that we got far enough, it's like, I'm kind of satisfied with how that ended. I had very complicated feelings on that. It was peaks and valleys, man. Okay, so, where to begin? Shadow Labyrinth. I guess I can, like, quantify... I think we cracked it out in just shy of 30 hours, which has been a lot of the averages I've been seeing. I've been seeing some people post in, like, 36 hours. But I, you know, like, the first 10 hours, I was on board. I was like, you know, it's like, this is kind of cool. Like, you know, interesting exploration, like, the combat's, like, simple but fun. You know, it's like cool bosses, cool set pieces, cool environments. All right, it's starting to really kick off now that we've met the whatever. That's the thing. Everything has such a weird name. It is really hard to, like, remember anything. So it's like, now that we met the villagers and we met more people and we have, like, our goal, it's like, okay, find these two things, find these MacGuffins, get the third thing, go after the final boss. Neat. And then it's just sort of like, it started to really hit me. It's just like, everything we've done has not really given us access to much. Like, we do not have many resources to, like, buy really cool equipment. We are kind of running on wheels here of the same inventory and abilities that we've had since the beginning of the game. And then it's just like, the levels got longer, bigger. And it was just bad luck on my part, it seems, because I went through like Crystal Caverns to Crystal Caverns to the layers, or the Tomb of Soldiers, to the other side of the prison, to the battleship, to, well, lots of backtracking and not getting any of the major movement abilities and mobility upgrades and powers I needed to actually progress and make the most out of the exploration. I kind of just stumbled my way into doing the hardest stuff, and that was kind of the thing. I know it's Metroidvania, but like the signposting was really not good after a certain point, and it just made you feel so limited. And yes, I could have like, well, that's what it would have been. It would have been wasting time to go like explore and go out of our way to like, you know, check out like things that would have been like really obnoxious, to like get materials from enemies in order to buy certain upgrades. But it would be so much grinding and so much stuff that it would have been, again, kind of wasting time. And with our limited mobility access, like, you know, it would have been like harder to explore the world. It would have been like so much unnecessary backtracking to get not that much, and then even more backtracking to get something that we could have like circled back before. And again, I just turned out to have done things in kind of a bad order. So I just went like for a 5-hour stretch of not getting things I needed. I have a feeling the credits here are kind of showing us like the optimal path, what would have been advisable. And so like, you know, it would have been like, go after Gaia and go after, or, you know, go after like the mech, whatever it was called, then go after Galaga, then go after like the extra stuff in the furnace, you know, tackle the throne, you know, earlier, and, you know, then do Thanatos Valley and like not even go after like Jen, whatever, what's his name. Like, I did things in a bad order, and that is just like, on one hand, it's like, yeah, that was me just like finding a path, going down it, and just seeing where it took me. But there's just like so many frustrating aspects, just like, especially like, you know, like, just like the exploration was long. And I kind of like the level design, or like the gimmicks of some of the latter areas, like the Crystal Palace, and like being able to like, you know, jump between all the things and like trying to like aim yourself through like traps and hazards and opening up new paths. That was kind of cool. Like, but, you know, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. It just sort of like, I didn't dislike the gimmick of like being in the dark, but it kind of was inconsequential. Like, you could manage just fine without an upgrade, but then you could have gotten like the, what's his name? Nick, a light, which didn't make a gigantic difference, but whatever. And the only other place it's used is like not even like a problem or a puzzle area or a quest. No, and then like the battleship was really annoying after a while because it was like so twisty and windy. Honestly, the worst part was Finn. Mission accomplished. I'm only missing like a couple of trophies, honestly. I'm just seeing, did we press anything? Okay, I just pressed something. So yeah, what do we got? 31 hours just cracking over. And then, so we can just, like, fight him again, I bet. Redo the final boss fight. And, like, I think we were missing loads of stuff. Like, I think I did a lot of things, like, I don't know. I feel like I was underpowered for a lot of what I did. Like, yes, I happened to, like, focus on my attack power early on, and maybe it's just, like, the souls, like, in me. Noticing the, oh, look at that, there's a little, like, ghost there. Anyways, it's like the Souls-like expertise in me, and like I noticed in some boss, just like, oh, there's an exploit you can use, or I don't know if it's an exploit necessarily, but like something I did It's like fighting Thief. It's just sort of like, oh, it's like if you duck, you can dodge a lot of her like blast attacks when she's on the ground. You don't have to do that much movement. You can save energy. You can get behind her and attack from the back. Like that was like a big thing. A lot of things you could attack from the back, which I'm sure was intentional, but also it's like it felt like it was easily exploitable. And depending on your positioning, you could trick AI into doing certain attacks over and over again. But it's like some of the bosses, like even if they were simple or even exploitable like that, they were kind of cool. But like the biggest problem I had was this stretch of like after getting Land of Fugitives, talking to the Bosconians, the biggest problem I had is like, yes, I was a bit too scatterbrained because like I would go here, then I get into the throne, get stuck in the throne for a bit. Okay, I'll move on. Go to the tombstone of fallen soldiers. All right, well, gotta go somewhere else. All right, well, we loop back to the smelting furnace. Like, okay. Or, yeah, was it the smelting furnace? Or, And it's like, all right, fight. I don't remember what I got in what order. But, it's like, okay, go through here. It's just sort of like kind of twisty, kind of windy, not that, like, cool boss fight again. But then it was like, oh, I got a blast attack for my mech. That's cool and all, but I need a mobility thing. All right, let's go back here. And it's like, okay, I found the double jump finally. Or like the grapple, wherever the grapple was. I don't remember. Got the double jump. Okay, let's go back up here. Climbing up here. And it's just like I went so many hours. Like this whole thing, once I got the double jump, it was like what, a 3-hour stretch of just like going through the remote, finishing up here, going through the remote prison, going through the battleship, and beating a boss. And it just turned out it's like even a lot of people are comparing this to Hollow Knight, and it's been a while since I played that game. But as I recall, like even if a boss like gave you just like an item you needed to advance somewhere, it was mainly attached to your abilities or something like that. So like, it felt weird just like going through so much and then not getting rewarded with like a useful ability or anything like that. And then meanwhile, it's like the furnace. Like we fought that boss or, big guy over here. And the problem is like the beam sounds really cool. Okay, hold on. Because, like, progression, 10 hours in is just like, okay, they're really backloading the progression. Like, we don't have any new skills. We don't have any other special abilities. It's like, okay, so maybe we'll be like a fast build-up over after that. But not really, and that was the problem. The resources, materials, this is the biggest problem, I think. Like, the materials resources is kind of inconsequential and kind of not necessary, and if you're gonna have it, you gotta make it more convenient than, eating with mech form. Because the problem with that is that it's tied to your stamina, which is probably... Okay. It's tied to your stamina, which makes it really hard to eat. So you might kill a boss by the skin of your teeth, or like a rare enemy that you couldn't find, or like, the resources like the ESP converters or the Gaia materials in the Thanatos lands. Or just like, you beat a boss or beat an enemy or find like a rare thing, and if you screwed up and used up all your energy to like skin of your teeth or to get it before it disappears or anything, you just lose. You lose out on the item or whatever you're trying to get because you can't recover energy that fast. And yeah, there had to have been like another passive ability to like increase like passive regeneration of your stamina. And then like, you lose out on materials and you need hyper-specific materials. Like none of the materials you get early on in the game, like the bones, the spine, like none of the early stuff really mattered. Like it's all like extra rare materials that you get from backtracking in the levels when you got skills like double jump and grapple that you can't do anything with. We got a medal there just because there was nothing to find. Like, just so much stuff where it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, all the, like, collecting early on, and it didn't really amount to anything. I'm just checking some stuff real quick. Like, you get teased early on with that first merchant you meet, and it's just sort of like, meet me at the top of the volcano. And you can't do that until you make it near the end. And you got like this, like refighting boss fights. Why? Give me one good reason why this is locked behind resources as well. Why should we burn materials? Some of these are very rare and hard to get and useful for buying upgrades. And instead you want us to spend not only that, but loads of aura to, you know, fight them again for a time crunch to get a medal for a slow burn reward system. That's the thing. Even like some of the slow burn reward systems, like, are just so annoying. Like, getting those medals or buying the, or, you know, you are trying to, like, find the sparkling stones for the girl. It's like, this is a good idea. The problem is, it is so hard and kind of tedious to do this. And, like, by the time you, like, get to a point where you can do this reliably, you're at the end of the game. Or, you know, or unless you go way out of your way. Like, a lot of these would have been phenomenal. Like, healing was never really a big issue. Like, our heal was not entirely filling us up near the end there, but we were pretty high, and I imagine the health only goes even higher. Honestly, I think the health probably could be doubled. Who knows? But things like that would have been great, but you gotta get a certain fiber that is a rare drop, mind you. So even if you beat the boss and eat it, you might not get the resource you need to buy the upgrades you want. And then you're grinding and wasting time or exiting it out, and that's annoying. That would have been really useful for some other things. That could have got me out of some binds. Dodge distance would have really helped in some capacity. Auto counter sounds great, but then, like, in terms of difficulty, I like the idea of the mazes and, like, this, like, almost like Pac-Man. Well, it's not even Pac-Man Championship Edition 3. I like the idea of the mazes. It is so finicky and it is so tight. You have so little margin for error for perfection, and that's the thing. You have to be perfect. Like, there is no other way. You have to be perfect in order to get, like, the max, or, like, the special items at the end of the mazes, and that is so hard. You can barely make it in time if you're making a few mistakes. You have to make none in just sort of, like, these really hard, like, you know, timing-based, like, the mazes. I like the idea of the mazes. They work better as vignettes rather than challenges, but then again, I guess it pays off in the end being a challenge to, like, reward you with, like, taking out, like, that third form of the final boss. But, like, it was so freaking hard. It's so freaking hard to even start. Like, you don't have to meet much of a criteria to, like, get the base reward. Again, you can run out of time. As long as you finish off the boss while you run out of time, you're fine. But to get that final reward, like, there was the one. Like, it was literally, like, one notch off. Like, one more ghost would have gotten me it, and that is annoying. Ugh. There had to have been, like, another threshold that you could have done. Bullet Reflector, that probably would have made easy work of the other guy. But yeah, Electrogenic Slime, you'd have to fight the Electro Slime like 3 times, at least. That's if you got the reward every time, but then you gotta wait for it to revive, and I don't know if it's based on, like, time, or, like, based on fighting other bosses, and it's just kind of annoying. And at the very least, like, the checkpointing is not too big of an issue early on. Again, once you get to that second half, that's when it gets really annoying. And then it's just sort of like, it's monstrously unfair. And just sort of like... Sorry, taking a drink. I'm rambling. It's like, then the checkpointing gets annoying. And so, there's like, why even bother with, Sorry. One step at a time. Okay, but, like, you know, getting resources for, like, all these abilities that would have been great, would have been prompting for different builds. Some of these I don't even know how you get. And it's just some of the enemies we haven't even seen yet. But, yeah, you get, like, some of these would have been great. That would have been awesome, but it took weird items and refighting bosses and, like... You know, that's just, like, kind of annoying. I didn't want to grind that out. That would have been good. That would have been great for the final boss. That could have been the killer. But, like... And some of these cool ones, like, but you lose it when you die. So you could grind out for, like, super rare materials and, like, hard to get, rare materials. And then you could just lose it. And that's obnoxious. Hollow Knight has one that, like, it breaks. But, you know, you go to a vendor and get that fixed with, like, a pretty, like, not that bad cost, as I recall. Or, like, at least it's manageable. That, no. Like, you lose it and then you gotta, like, grind out materials again to get it back. No. Like, get rid of the materials and just, like, make us spend aura. Like, double the aura cost for all I care. Just get rid of the material, you know, requirements. Like, that would have been cool. That could have been super useful. That would have been great, honestly. Again, it's just sort of like, just so many annoying things that, you know, that required you... Just like the materials get in the way. And at the very least, give us an upgrade at some point where we don't have to harvest the materials using the Gaia Grab. Just let Puck eat them to collect the aura and items. That'd be great. But, like, make it easier to harvest at the very least at a certain point in the game. And that could have been great. Again, some of these would have been easy to get, but again, they're tied to, like, bosses or hard to break enemies, and you might not even get the item if you beat them. So you gotta grind, and it's just annoying. Like, even, like, those or, like, metal dragon things, like, problem with that would have been rarity. And, like, item boost, it's like, okay, yeah, like, increased number of items attained from devouring enemies would have been great. Unfortunately, again, it's bound to, like, weird enemies and just sort of, like, unnecessary running around. Just, like, maybe it's just me whining, but, you know, it's like, I don't see how the materials enhance the experience. They just got in the way. Like, even this, like, gives us, like, a set chance of nullifying attacks received, but there's a low chance of losing this perk each time it activates, which... Again, the amount of stuff you'd have to get, like, maybe single digits. There's no reason to, like, need 10 of, like, find 10 of those birds to get an item you could lose in combat. That would have been, well, kind of useful, but, you know, again, like, super precious metal. Like, I've only saw one of those things. I tried to look up where I could find them, and I could not find anything consistent. And maybe that's just because it's a relatively new game, but, you know, it's like, that did not help. So, like, there could have been, like, customizing with some of these would have been great, but, again, like, the things you'd have to do in order to get it, and, like, the unnecessary grinding, the annoyance it would cause to, like, find some of these items, that would have been really cool, but it's kind of just annoying. So, I don't know, maybe if you were more patient than me and wanted to spend more of your time, but again, some of these things you can't even find until you get to pretty late in the game, so it's not like, it's just like all the buildup you do. So it was almost like a challenge run at this rate. It's just sort of like, you know, getting very few items. So, like, I like the idea of the Hollow Knight perk system, but, you know, they don't give you enough to work with. Like, look, most of these you get from just playing the game, and, or, like, for just cost aura, and, like, very cheap early resources. There is so much I'm missing, and I'm sure some of these are also, like, not just from the shops, maybe from exploring, maybe from other stuff, but I just got sick of the exploring, because, like, again, the areas are so dense. Yeah, Labyrinth is right. Like, some of these are so, like, big. I don't know if this is all empty space or what. Like, some of these areas are so, like, dauntingly big, and having second layers on top of that makes it so hard. It's just like there is too much to go across, and for, again, so little reward, and, like, some things are inconsistent, because, like, you find, like, a red thing, and it's just like, oh, a health upgrade, or a health boost, and it's just a marker set, or something, and it's like, no, god damn it. So, it just got so annoying to traverse. Again, like, First 10 hours I was in. Back 10 hours, I just wanted it to be over. Back third, I kind of got back into, because it was just sort of like, all right, doing some cleanup and doing some other stuff. But, you know, the Thanatos Valley was actually kind of cool. I like that area, actually. The final stretch of bosses, I think were actually really fun. Secret stuff like Gumi, I think is like actually a kind of a solid fight. You know, the final upgrades you get, like the range extension and Gaia upgrades are like kind of cool. Like, the progression of power felt good in the early game, and in the end game, the mid game is stifling. And like some of these ESP actions are just kind of worthless. Like, okay, like the puck shot's kind of cool, but you know, it's a straight line shot, but the ESP blast, the whole starting lineup is based around the ESP blast, and it's just like the most natural, easiest thing to combo into your set. And the thing is, like we did with the flying enemies, it can help you stay in the air to get more combos off to do more damage. Puck shot, not really doing anything. Puck spark, I don't even remember what that one did. Oh wait, it's like the big EMP, which cool, but it drains your ESP, not as efficient as the ESP blast. Puck Thunder would have been great. You know, would have been great on like the rails, but that came up too late. ESP Grenade, that's how you break the crystal things. Would have been cool, but you know, you don't really need it. ESP Satellite, kind of cool. Like the circling around you thing is really neat. Not as useful as the ESP Blast. Yeah, like that'll do passive damage circling around you. This will keep you in the air while you fight. And, you know, it's too cumbersome to swap between the abilities to make it seamless. Like, Barrier, I guess if you didn't like to parry, but parrying is kind of essential and, like, in a lot of regards. It's just weird. Like, again, I guess the progression of power was pretty solid in the beginning. It was abysmal in the middle, pays off in the end. That's kind of the thing. It's just sort of like the middle is what was so hard to get through. It all culminated in some really cool stuff in the end, but it was just so hard to get through that centerpiece. Because, like, the progression was so slow. It really backloaded, like, the best stuff that you really couldn't get access to until you got laid far enough in the game. Hold on. And I meant to read this, because, like, some of the world building is kind of actually really neat. And, okay, and a lot of the stuff that kind of felt like it was backloaded, we would have found out way sooner, like looking at Thieves' memories, and I meant to, and just sort of like all this context and the world building, which is kind of neat. Hold on, dog wants out. One moment. I had to turn on a fan. My voice is killing me. I've overextended myself today. Okay, we're almost done. Because we found a lot of the logs, but I'm just like reading through and just like you're going through Thebes, like, you know, whole thought process about like being shown up by her sister. But even though they were a good team, because going through like Bagless, where it like really gives you more of the lore and kind of like, you know, a lot of things at the end that seem like they came out of nowhere actually are explained in these archives if you read them, which I meant to and I just didn't. But, you know, it's like talking about Shio Knight being the mothership and like talking about Gamp and what he is and what he possibly could be, that there's actually like 7 in the universe, and sorry, Aegina and Thebes have actually destroyed one before, or at least Thebes or Aegina was like the head of that operation, and that's probably what hailed her as like the big, you know, hero of the operation. But she disappeared, either lost in a battle or or like got taken in by Sheo Knight and the Bagless, like, you know, operators, the monks, as they are going around to the other parts of the galaxy to find the other Gamps. And like what this one is, a massive AI that collected, like, you know, information over the course of thousands of years. And as we read with the Bosconians, you know, archives is that, like, they were spacefarers that landed on this planet after a battle and, like, you know, started cohabitating with it. But then eventually, as, like, they grew into a massive, like, elaborate, like, society, that's when Gamp, like, shook awake and decided to knock them down a peg. Then the army, like, landed down on their heads, and it's just like, oh, they can help us. We'll take in some of the refugees from the attack. But then they just got caught up in the war between Gamp and the UGSF, and they just, like, had to, like, throw them out to die because they just could not, like, sustain themselves. And then finding out you had just, like, kind of, like, knocked in submission, waiting for, and you come along with, like, powers and abilities and, like, the capability to actually get farther, and, like, these ghosts that had been, like, haunting the place. And yeah, it makes sense why, like, they're kind of, like, all the G hosts are glitchy, is because, like, yeah, they're part of the AI that is Gamp. Hold on, I'm looking. Okay, and some of these Thebes memories, if they're from, like, you know, regular Thebes, like anti-Thebes, or, you know, Puck, maybe a mix of both, they're probably mostly from her, as she just, like, gave in to, you know, yeah, the Almighty, the Gamp, and all that. So, like, some of the world building is very interesting, because I am not against the idea of, like, a dark, gritty Pac-Man. Again, how they implement and reference some of the Pac-Man history and lore is very fun and interesting. Like, it is kind of like, you know, it's goofy but tongue-in-cheek enough, even though it's taking itself, like, I'd say a little too seriously, and that's more on the naming conventions and everything. Like, it's not a bad thing. This can work, and in some regards, it really does. Like, you know, taking Pac-Man elements. Like, I love the idea of, like, you know, a mech suit that's got a Pac-Man belly that eats, you know, enemies to get stronger or to get abilities and energy. Like, it's fun. Like, they do a lot of cool stuff with this. It's just the progression, like the Metroidvania aspects, that don't work as well in the middle part mainly. It's like, you know, collecting, you know, pellets and, like, going through mazes and fighting ghosts and glitches and references to, you know, 256 and all that. It's like, there's fun stuff to be had here in taking, like, a, you know, the idea of Pac-Man, if you will, and just, like, twisting it a little bit into just sort of like this goofy alternate world and interesting stuff like that. That's kind of cool. You know, it's like having fun with the conceit. Again, it kind of feels just sort of like, I don't know if that's correct. It kind of feels like some of the ideas came first, and then someone said, it's like, oh wait, this actually kind of sounds a lot like Pac-Man. It's like, oh damn it, it does. Like, you know what? Why don't we just make it a Pac-Man game? You know? Like, and it's not really a Pac-Man game. It just, like, takes Pac-Man references and elements. I'm just wondering, what happens if we... It's just another way to get sparkling stones. I don't know if it matters at this point. Anyway, so, you know, it is fun taking, like, the Pac-Man, like, tropes and iconography and twisting it into just sort of, like, this interesting little, like, mishmash of, like, ideas, turning it into a Metroidvania with kind of, like, a dark, gritty edge. Like, there's a lot of interesting stuff that has purpose to it. Okay, then it gives you aura in return. Okay. And, you know, like, some great character designs and such. Like, I ogle, but it's just sort of like, you know, it's like the Bisconian... Almost got. And again, if we did more elaborate exploration, if I took my time, but again, I'm kind of done, so I just want to wrap this up. And if I wanted to take my time, and, like, there's loads of stuff I know I could have missed. Like, is there, like, a percentage counter, like, anywhere? Probably not. feel like this is a hidden thing here that maybe we gotta unlock somehow. But like some of the character designs are great. Like Bosconian Queen here. Hey, best girl, honestly. Well, best girl's probably Gina. And I know Phoebe will not be happy hearing me say that. Sorry, there are some like really great character designs. But best girl is challenge room, like librarian lady. She is so freaking cute. Sorry. Like, there are some great character designs, great boss design, and great boss fights. Some of them are kind of annoying, and some of them are kind of inconsistent, and some of them it feels like, you know, like when we were supposed to tackle this, because, like, it feels like it's, like, I couldn't have tackled this unless I was farther in the game. And just, like, learning, but there's also some, like, goofiness. It's just sort of, like, some attacks that feel like they should have missed hits, some that should have missed, weird hit boxes, and things like that. But I don't know, some things are weird, but like the visuals are really cool. Like I like the look of our main character here. The backgrounds, like the elaborate details, they're really cool in certain areas, but you know, you look at the same area for too long and it's really annoying. The worst area, honestly, the Black Tower. Like going up it the first time is kind of annoying. Sorry, take it up. Going up it the first time is kind of annoying. Going back through it is hell. Going back through, like, this to, like, find the key cards, open it up, got all this, going up, good, like, it all mixing together. All these freaking, like, doors and overlapping things. Hold on. Gaia. No, this was the worst. It's just, like, overlapping with the Black Tower and going back and forth. Like, all these elevators and doors and locks and things getting in the way, and it was so annoying to navigate. It, like, genuinely was giving me a headache. Like, that was the worst area. Just, like, and yeah, it's the last one, but that's kind of the problem. Like, my God, it's so annoying. But anyways. So it's just like after all like the elaboration, like running around trying to find stuff and then doing that was already had me in a bad mood, and then doing that to finish it off was just like, oh my God. Then it was like going to Thanatos Valley and doing some extra stuff was kind of cool, even if some of the mazes were really annoying. But so it's like there's a lot I think was really cool. I like, again, a lot of people are comparing it to Hollow Knight. I think the more apt comparison is Death's Gambit. But the problem is, with that comparison, sorry, because I'm biased to Death's Gambit Afterlife, because it's like, you know, so good, genuinely one of my favorite games. But like, I liked how do I want to put this? Death's Gambit was good on its initial release. Afterlife made it better. That's kind of what we need. That's what I think this game deserves and needs. We need Shadow Labyrinth Redux. We need like a Shadow Labyrinth like remix that just like tightens it up. I hope Shadow Labyrinth like succeeds, you know? I hope it does well enough that Bandai is willing to like give this another shot, whether it be like a remix to like tighten it up and make like the base game better, or like follow it up in some way. Like I'd say like we need a gritty Dig Dug, but they kind of reference that, so I don't think we need that. But I'm not against the idea of Shadow Labyrinth like being like the idea of Shadow Labyrinth, like a gritty remake of like or remix of, you know, old game elements and like doing different things with it. And it doesn't have to be gritty. Like you could like take like the Pac-Man elements and like, you know, put it in like a more chipper game that's not a direct Pac-Man game. It's more like Pac-Man adjacent. Like the idea is really cool. I mean, I don't know. I mean, then again, Pac-Man's kind of the way to go. I go like, maybe they need like Galaga as like its own thing, like a spacefaring adventure, but it's like they kind of reference that, so that kind of covers the basis. That's the thing. I guess if you're gonna like pool everything together and make like a gritty version of a, you know, Pac-Man game, you might as well boil it, like bring in like everything else. You know, it is kind of cool, like, the idea that the, like, Dig Dug creatures are kind of like legends and weird creatures that people are trying to figure out, like, how to take on because they're weird and dangerous and different from this world. Sorry, I gotta stop. My voice is killing me. So, Shadow Labyrinth. I'm conflicted. Like, again, how I quantify it, And it's not necessarily that accurate. It's just like, you know, I like the first third, annoyed by this, or I don't know if the third, I don't know how to like pace it, because it's sort of like 20 hours I was really fed up with it. It took me 10 hours to get to the midpoint, if you will. Like was really annoyed by that. That took like 10, 15 hours, and then using like the rest of that time to like find extra stuff or like grind and do things and like find like items and such. And like once I got more powerful, it was like really cool. Like once all that like backloading finally caught up to me, and the final areas and boss fights I actually really liked. It's just like, it's so disparate. Like it really is peaks and valleys. Like a lot of ideas that are really good and a lot of ideas that don't pay off. Like what is also, like I was gonna say, I said it before, it's like, what's the point of like needing a resource to like fast travel if you're right next to the thing? Just let us fast travel. Just let us just get rid of the checkpoints and make them all Miku souls, and just like give you, if you're gonna give us checkpoints, let us have all our healing items back. You know, be more generous with it. Let us upgrade and change our items at checkpoints, or give us all our healing items back. You know, it's like turn all the checkpoints into Miku souls. That can also solve a lot of the pacing problems, honestly. And just like let us fast travel freely. Like don't restrict it, don't hide it behind an item. Even though it's like a really cheap item, it's unnecessary. It is so unnecessary, that's what makes it annoying. Okay, but anyways, so yeah, again, Shadow Labyrinth, I'm conflicted. Like early game I really liked, mid game got really annoyed, and I think that part of that was just down to straight up bad luck in like how I progressed and how I found things. If I had done things very differently, you know, but then again, it's like, that's the first experience I had. You can't change that now. That is what sticks with me. So, but again, there's a lot of stuff that actually like pays off and is like really cool and really interesting that I like. So again, I'm conflicted on Shadow Labyrinth. I want to see this, like, I understand people's frustrations, and I honestly think I did it the way I did mainly because of like Metroidvania and Souls-like expertise. So I don't know, maybe I just got through it decently from like sheer luck. I don't want to say skill because that sounds big-headed, but on one hand, I, see people talking about like, I've been stuck on this boss for hours, and it's like, really? And again, maybe that's just different skill sets. So, that's just my experience with it. But anyways, so I suppose with that, we can wrap up. I've ran it on long enough. My voice is going. I really gotta stop. But, okay. With that, Shadow Labyrinth, I still recommend it, but it's like many caveats. Like, very frustrating in many regards, but maybe if you go at it a different angle or different approach, or maybe take your time. Like, I'm so swamped with other stuff, like, I just don't have the time to mess around with, like, it, like, mess around with it. But, I guess if you just, like, went through it, like, taking your time, if you're willing to do, like, that grinding, that resource, I think it's, like, annoying, because, like, it just, like, they could pace that out better. There's a lot of things they could do to make the pacing better. But, for what it's worth, there's still, like, stuff here to Shadow Labyrinth that I like, and I just hope to see it, like, get another shot in the future. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up because my voice is going. But with that all being said, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and all that. This is Timmara signing off, and thank you for watching me play Shadow Labyrinth.